If you're living with high triglycerides, you may be wondering what are 10 foods to avoid to help manage your triglyceride levels. And that's exactly what we'll talk about today. I'm Veronica. I'm a heart dietitian with over 10 years of experience working with individuals just like you to use food and nutrition to manage heart disease. If you haven't seen my latest video, I talk all about triglycerides, what they are, and why they could be high. I'll link that here. But if you've already watched it and you just want 10 actionable tips, this is for you. Let's get started. The first food to avoid is sugar sweetened beverages. That could be things like soda or pop. It could be juice. It could be milkshakes or chocolate milk. Any type of beverage that adds sugar to it can increase your triglyceride levels. What happens is you drink these drinks. Often drinks don't have a lot of fiber in them, so they take very little time to digest in the stomach. They move right into your digestive tract and then into your bloodstream. Your blood sugar would spike, and your body does not like a high blood sugar level, so it works really hard to bring it back down. And it does so in a few ways. One is your pancreas. Your pancreas is an organ that secretes insulin, and insulin helps to bring down your blood sugar. The other way it helps to bring down your blood sugar is through your liver. Your liver will convert some of this extra sugar that's floating around into triglyceride levels. And triglycerides are just a form of extra calories that our body can kind of store away. And they form them or they store these calories in something called triglycerides. So because your blood sugar is so high, your body is working hard to reduce it, and triglycerides are formed as a result. So for an example, 12 ounces of pop has about 39 grams of sugar. Now, to put that into context, the American Heart Association, Diabetes Canada, Heart and Stroke in Canada, all recommend that women have no more than 25 grams of sugar a day. That's no more than 6 teaspoons of added sugar. And men have no more than 38 grams of sugar or 9 teaspoons in a day. And having that 12 ounces of pop or soda will put you over for your daily limit. So that's just putting into reference that it's more sugar than you should be consuming in a day without eating anything else. So instead of the sugar sweetened beverages, you can try flavoring your waters with sliced fruit. I love putting oranges in mine. You can also do herbs. Things like mint are also nice to add some flavor without any added sugar. Food number 2 to avoid is white bread. So white bread does not have a lot of fiber in it. It's very, very processed. And what happens, you eat the bread, it goes into your stomach, digests very quickly, just like that soda or pop, and spikes your blood sugar. The exact same result happens where your body wants to try to reduce your blood sugar levels. And in the process of that, stores those extra calories as triglycerides. So what should you eat instead? Try higher fiber breads. Something like a whole grain bread is a great idea. And you can actually look at the nutrition facts panel and look for breads that have more than 3 grams of fiber per slice to help prevent that spike of blood sugar. Also, whole grains have other nutrients like potassium and magnesium, which help make your heart stronger as well. Food number 3 to avoid are desserts. So sweetened desserts have added sugar. And just like the soda and pop example, it could spike your blood sugar levels. So not saying that you can't have something sweet to eat if you are craving dessert, that's okay, but we have to watch the portion size or perhaps choose something healthier. What are some healthier dessert options? Fresh fruit is delightful. It's sweet and it has fiber, so it doesn't spike your blood sugar as much as something like apple pie would, for example. So instead, perhaps baking your apple in the microwave, adding some cinnamon to it, and maybe some granola or oats for crunch could give you a similar type of satisfying apple pie-like flavor. So that would be a heart-healthy treat that you could try. Number 4 would be baked goods that you purchase at the store, things like muffins or croissants. Just like the white bread example, they're very refined carbohydrates, which means they've been processed a lot, and therefore your stomach doesn't have to do as much work to digest it because it's already been processed in a factory or facility. And so when it gets into your stomach, it doesn't have a lot to do, so it quickly releases that sugar into your blood and spikes your blood sugar. Instead, if you're craving a baked good like a muffin, perhaps you could bake your own muffins. And I have some fantastic muffin recipes on my website. One, for example, a link here, which is the lentil. You add lentils to muffins, you don't even notice, but adding so much more fiber and nutrients along the way. So try it out and let me know in the comments below. Number 5 food to avoid is sweetened yogurts. Yogurts that have a flavor to them have added sugars, and we don't know how much sugar is added, right? We're just eating it, not thinking anything of it. But when you break it down, one of those little yogurt containers could have 4 to 6 added teaspoons of sugar in a day. And remember, women should have no more than 6, men should have no more than 9. So one of those little ones is more than half of what women should be having in a day. And we don't even realize it. It doesn't really taste that sweet. So instead of having flavored yogurts, perhaps buy the plain yogurt and add flavor yourself. You could add it through fruit. You could add some homemade granola. I have a great steel cut oat granola recipe that I'll link up here for you. Even adding your own sugar, you probably won't add as much as the flavored yogurts have in them. So try it yourself and see if you're satisfied by adding your own sugar. Other foods to avoid are processed snacks. So things like chips or pretzels, just like the white bread, very processed. So they take carbohydrates and they process them to make them tasty. They could be adding added fats and sugars as well. But mainly there's not a lot of fiber in there. And because there's not a lot of fiber, as a result, when we eat it, our blood sugar will spike. So instead of chips or pretzels, perhaps you could choose nuts and seeds. We know that eating nuts and seeds can actually lower cholesterol levels, and they're pretty tasty. They often have healthy fats and fiber, and that's why it doesn't spike your blood sugar and it won't form the triglyceride levels. It also has lots of nutrients that help strengthen our heart. Another food to avoid is canned fruit in syrup. So fruit by itself, natural whole fruit, is great to consume because it has fiber, and even though it does taste sweet, it won't spike your blood sugar because of the added fiber. However, when it's canned, sometimes fiber is removed and sometimes sugar is added in like a syrup to keep it nice and fresh and preserved. However, that added sugar will spike your blood sugar and thus form triglycerides. So you can try to find fruit packed in water as an alternative, or choosing frozen fruit if you're looking for fruit that won't spoil on the counter. Frozen fruit is a great option, very, very nutritious. And all you need to do is heat it in the microwave or defrost it in the microwave to make it to room temperature. Another food to avoid or eat less of is condiments. A lot of condiments like barbecue sauces, even ketchup, for example, have sugar added to it. Because we don't make these, we just simply buy them. We don't know how much sugar is added. Even reading that ingredient list or nutrition facts table may not tell us all of the details. So making your own condiments at home would probably be the best way to monitor how much added sugar you're consuming. And lastly, alcohol is a food that you need to reduce or avoid in order to manage your triglyceride levels. Alcohol is mainly extra calories. Really, it doesn't have a lot of nutrients in it. And so once we consume it, what does our body do with extra calories? Well, we store it for later. And a great way to store it is in those little triglyceride molecules. So our body is great at transforming it into triglycerides, which then get put into our blood Too much triglycerides can then add that plaque buildup in our arteries and prevents the blood from flowing very effectively through our body. And if you need more help, I have a fantastic 7-day heart healthy meal plan on my website, The Heart Dietitian. You can go and grab it and subscribe to my weekly newsletter where I provide actionable tips to keep you on a heart healthy diet and stay motivated. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I upload a new video every week. See you soon.